This is the highest level of dishonesty in governance. You cannot pass a law that is by the National Assembly and then signed by the President, but in its final presentation as a gazetted law, what was passed is not what was gazetted. That is the highest stage of dishonesty. But for me, I will not say conclusively that it was done by the presidency, by the executive. No, it could even have been altered by the National Assembly itself. Leadership of the National Assembly, they could very well have altered it themselves. So that is why the investigation to determine where this thing happened and how it happened and who is responsible for its happening must be
okay, let me bring you up to speed on developments regarding this. The presidency, I think sometime today, in a statement stated that all this is opposition noise, that there is no evidence really to show that it has been altered, and that no amount of uproar or opposition would stop the implementation of the tax law as being gazetted. So in effect, the presidency is going to go ahead regardless of what the House of Reps.
If actually that's what the presidency said, then the presidency is wrong. What the presidency ought to have said is that this allegation is false and that she is open to investigation to determine the veracity or otherwise of the allegation. But for it to say it's opposition that is done, I don't know whether
this statement is coming from Temitope Ajayi, one of the aides, public affairs aides of the presidency.
He's speaking on behalf of the government.
Yeah, so in effect, what the government is saying, and what the government is, nobody can stop the implementation of the law, whether it's as gazetted.
As gazetted.
Yes.
The National Assembly can. But the National Assembly can. If actually what the National Assembly has passed is not what is gazetted, then it is the responsibility, the National Assembly is duty bound, to halt it, investigate it, and then correct it. If the leadership of the National Assembly fails, then it is the duty of the opposition to now compel the National Assembly to do so. And I would recommend that let the entire opposition, its leadership, to come together and then go on a peaceful protest before the National Assembly, gather before the National Assembly gates, and continue increasing in numbers every day until this issue is resolved. But listen, you see, the National Assembly, the leadership of the National Assembly, I have never seen something like that. They swore to with the Constitution of Nigeria. They took either the Quran or the Bible and swore that they are going to implement and defend the Constitution of Nigeria. But constitutional abridgments have been done on the floor of the National Assembly. The leadership of the National Assembly never took action. And I can give you the example of the defections of legislators from either PDP, Labour, SDP, or whatever other opposition parties into the APC. Section 101, subsection 1G of the House of the Constitution mandated speakers of the House of Assembly, to declare those seats vacant. Section 68, subsection 1G of the of the Constitution mandated the Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Representatives to declare these seats vacant. But the Senate President never did it. The Speaker of the House of Representatives never did it. The Speakers of the House of Assemblies across the states never did it. Why? Because they are beneficiaries of the sleaze. They are beneficiaries of the unconstitutionality. So if the constitution of this country, the law, is not the basis upon which governance is done, then why are we having governance?